Hi guys, welcome back to another speed build in the Sims 4. I'm Kiko Builds, and for today's video we are building a small family beach house in Sulani. That is the word that came with the expansion pack Island Living. As you may know, I built this because I really needed a change of scenery from building and playing in Chestnut Ridge. That's all I've been doing since the whole Switch pack came out. I'm still playing actually a household in Chestnut Ridge, but I really needed a change of scenery. So here we are in Sulani. That is the word that couldn't be any more different than Chestnut Ridge actually. And yeah, so I wanted to build a small house, something a little bit on the cheerful side. And I came up with this house. Actually, I wanted to build a small house, very small house, one-story house, but I ended up with 2 stories in this with this house, because when I tried to come up with this shape with just a 1-floor or 1-story house, I didn't really like how it turned out. It looked more interesting with the 2nd floor. So this ended up being a family home. Yeah, it's a 20 by 30 lot, and I think the house ended up costing a little over 80k Somalians. It will be available on the gallery as usual for you to download under my ID kikwa_builds, and you will also find in the description box the tray files if you prefer to download directly the tray files. So as I was saying, we ended up with 2 floors in this house. So we have 3 bedrooms. I ended up with 3 bedrooms in this house. So we have a master bedroom in the 2nd floor, I mean for the parents, and we also have on the 2nd floor a nursery. And on the 1st floor we have a 3rd bedroom that would be for a guest, but you could use it for whoever you want, you would like. If maybe this family, you can change anything anyway in this house, and for it to fit your gameplay. But yeah, that's what we ended up with. We have 2 bathrooms, one on the 1st floor, one on the 2nd floor, and 3 bedrooms, also 1 study. So yeah, all I knew is that I wanted like this little secluded area in front of the house, like their own little private natural pool that I'm building here, with those debug rocks that came with the base game. So it's kind of a little sheltered swimming pool that they have here, natural pool that is sheltered by their own private coral reef that I made with those debug rocks. And also I took a lot of corals that came with the Island Living decorations. And yeah, that's all I had in mind. First of all, I mean, for this house I wanted a small house, and I also wanted this kind of natural swimming pool in front of it, in front of the deck here. So yeah, I placed all those rocks, and I went also in the Sulani decorations and debug items to place the corals. I ended up changing also the deck here, because as you can see we have like a solid foundation, and I changed it up to those steel foundations that came with I think the base game. So continuing with the landscaping of this slot. So basically landscaping in Sulani means that you have to landscape the sea, if that makes sense. I mean, you can just leave it blank. It's gorgeous as it is, but I really needed to, and I wanted to kind of fill up the lot a little and do some landscaping. So that's why I'm adding all these. I mean, first of all, the coral reef that I built, but I added some plants, something that I never do, but I added some plants also in the water, and those trees as well in the water. That's something that I never do, but you'll see in a minute. I'm placing here some starfish as well, and they're so cute, that came with in the debug items with for Sulani, I mean Island Living. And changing up the roofs, the roofing in this house, to add some skylights here and there, and for the I mean to make the house a little more interesting and also for the natural light to come in. So now you're seeing the trees that I place in the water. But the thing is, because trees and coconut trees don't grow in water, they don't actually grow in salted water and in water. But I placed this tree, I think it's called Ava tree, I'm not sure, but it looks like those kind of trees that we have on my island that grow in between water and land, and they are called palétuvier. And so it looked like that with those big kind of huge roots that come out of the ground. And so that's why I placed them in the water here, and I thought that looked a little more realistic than placing just plants in the water and coconut trees in the water as well. But yeah, so now we're furnishing and decorating the deck or the terrace area here. So I placed obviously a picnic table outside with this umbrella that came with the backyard stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I also placed 2 lounge chairs for sunbathing purposes, and also this towel on the floor for also sunbathing, and of course a barbecue grill, because I really need to have a barbecue grill. And this time around I didn't put the fire pit. Where they can actually cook meals in Sulani. That's something that I usually place on my lots when I build in Sulani, but this lot was kind of small. I don't know, I think I didn't have it, although it's a 20 by 30 lot, I didn't have enough space at the front of the house to be able to place whatever all I wanted. So at the front of the house I just ended up placing some vegetations, like some flowers and some trees. And I didn't think of the pit anyway. The real thing is I didn't think of the pit. But yeah, now you're seeing the rocks that I placed underneath the deck here, just for it to not look that bare as compared to the rest of the coral reef there, and the landscaping. But as I realized when I was play testing, I realized that the Sims couldn't actually access this little natural pool here. They couldn't even access the lounge chair, the towel, and also a yoga mat that I placed there. So, and they weren't able to use the ladder here to get in the water. So I had to get rid of those rocks, and I replaced them with this big coral reef that came with in the debug items of island living, and so it does the trick as well. So finishing up the terrace with those plants, they are actually debug items and debug plants that I came with island living. Also yeah, those ivies that grow on the little awning here that I placed in front for a little bit of shading. And so basically all the plants that you can see on this terrace are debug items and things that don't cost anything. Yeah, I really ended up liking this little house here, although I would have loved for it to be smaller, because I really wanted, what I wanted at first was to build a one sim or maximum 2 sims house. But yeah, it didn't end up like this. That's what happens when I go in the game and go on a limb and build whatever comes to mind and see what shapes I like, and the build turns out like something completely different that I envisioned, although I didn't really have anything in mind, if that makes sense. But yeah, I like it. So I hope you will like this build as well, and if you decide to download it, that you will enjoy it. For the outside walls of this house, as you can see, I used the wallpaper that came with the horse ranch back. You see the one that has 2 colors. They are the wood sidings, and I really love them. I love using them. I think they add some more texture and a little more character to a house and to a build. So I really wanted to use them. in this. And also the other wood sidings that you can see all over in the exterior of this house came with the whole French back. So you can still see that I still enjoy this back very much. I really love it. Also all the floors, the floor tiles that I used in this house, in the entirety of the house, outside and inside, came with the whole French back, except for the kitchen and the bathrooms. And yeah, also the I think the ceiling paint also came with a whole switchback. So yeah, a lot of things that I still love and enjoy with the whole switchback. A lot of nice items that we got. Yeah, so now finishing the front of the house with the landscaping, some rocks for the path that leads through the entryway, and also those lovely plants on the ground. I mean, those flowers that came with island living. I really love using them, especially when we are in Sulani. The windows and the doors, we have a mixture of everything in this house, but mainly the windows and the doors are from island living. But I have some archway. The archway that you can see here is from the horse ranch back. We also have some windows that came from Jungle Adventure. But yeah, now we are in the living room that is entirely furnished with the book nook kit. That is also another kit that I really love. And as you can see, the main color scheme for this house is kind of beige or cream color. I stayed with the kind of pastel colors. I really wanted this house to have kind of a very soothing vibe inside. For the outside, I changed up a little bit the colors. I don't know if you realize that, but I started with the exterior of the house with more beige colors, very neutral and tame colors for the outside. But then I realized that it looked a little too muted for my taste, so that's why I changed it up for this horse ranch siding and those more vibrant colors, a little more vibrant colors. But for the inside, I remained in the pastels and the soft colors and something like that looks a little more soothing. So that's what I wanted. I wanted the interior to be like of calming, soothing, and also cozy. So now we are in the kitchen, and all the kitchen cabinets and counters came from Dream Home Decorator. These are my go-to cabinet kitchen. They look sleek. They look very good. I love the straight lines. They look modern as well. So yeah, the stove, the oven, and the oven top, stove top, came also with Dream Home Decorator. I think this little table here came from Growing Together. So yeah, so I ended up placing islands in front of the table here because I wanted the table to kind of be kind of go inside of the island, be connected to the island, but I didn't like the look of it, so I took some basic counters and placed them just next to the table here. And then I ended up placing a spandrel to kind of make a little separation between the kitchen and the rest of the house, because I love having in the kitchen, what I love having in my kitchen is that I love having a different type of tiles, because in the kitchen you have a lot of water and you don't want your hardwood floors to be soaked in water if you have if you have an accident with water, if you have your faucet is broken or anything. So usually that's something that is wise, is to have ceramic tiles or things like that, or in the kitchen and also in the bathroom. So I chose those tiles. I think it's kind of linoleum something, I don't know. To me it looks like linoleum, but I'm not sure. So I separated this kitchen from the dining space with the spandrels, and also the small tiny fence that you can separate two rooms with this tiny fence that I love using, that came with I think Get to Work or City Living. I think it's Get to Work, not too sure. Anyway, finishing up the and the decoration of the kitchen slash dining area. I really love this little kitchen slash dining. I think it looks cozy, lived in as well, with all those decoration items like the fruit bowl, everything, the clutter that I'm placing here and there, and also on this little shelving unit that also came with Island Living. Look out of the door, it's just so nice. I really love Sulani. I love the vibe of Sulani. I love the colors. This is a world that I don't really usually play in because I don't know, it becomes a little too redundant. I'm not sure, but sometimes from time to time I love to come back to Sulani and play with the family. Or but what I usually do is that when I play with a family in another world, I love to send them to Sulani for a couple of days on a vacation, and I love this world. It's so gorgeous and so soothing. So yeah, now we are back in the living room, and as you can see, everything is book nook here, except for the little TV that came with Tiny Living, and we have this large rug that came also with Island Living. So yeah, this little family here is a little happy little family. I also went back and played everything for a cat. I mean, I placed in the kitchen the bowl for the cat, also, I mean, the automatic food dispenser, also a cat tree in the living room, and also a cat bed also in the living room for this little cat here. I was place testing with a little household. I think I will make the little household this available in the gallery for you to download, and they are a cute little couple. I think their family name is the K's, Kay. And while I was playtesting, I decided, because I wanted to add nursery, so I decided to make them have a baby. So they had a little boy, baby boy, but for the household that I will put available for you on the gallery, they will only be this freshly married little couple, and you will be able to do anything you want, give them the life you want. But yeah, now we are in the first bathroom. That is the small bathroom that is downstairs. We don't have on the slot what I love to have usually when I have a family home. I love to have a laundry room, but I didn't have enough space to add laundry appliances. I could have actually placed a clothing line outside, but when I thought about it, I already had finished the landscaping outside. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. But we ended up with two bathrooms, the first one that you saw on the first floor, and now the second one on the second floor here. Of course, because we have a baby or an infant or a toddler living here, I had to place a bathtub, so hence the bathtub here in the bigger bathroom that will be next to the parents and the kids bedroom. Yeah, so the little bathtub that I placed here is the one that came with Island Living, and furnishing and decorating the bathroom with the mandatory things that I usually put in my bathrooms, as this little cabinet on top of the toilet, and also the clutter items and decoration items that came with the bathroom clutter kit. I love this little kit. Now we are seeing the parents' bedroom that is just next to the bathroom. It's kind of a big bedroom for the size of the house, so we have a little nook at the entrance of his bedroom. And what I decided to do, okay, first of all, you saw that I'm just picking out the items that came with the preset bedroom that came with the Island Living, because I didn't have any inspiration when it came to furnishing, decorating this room. So usually when I don't really have an inspiration for a room, I just pick a preset, the preset rooms that are in the game, and I just pick anything everything from that room and place it, and I rearranged it afterwards, and as you can see, it turned out pretty cool. The main color scheme is kind of cream and pink for this bedroom. I really like it. I also placed this little dresser, cutesy little dresser that came with high school years, and also my favorite little armchair that came with high school years in the corner here. And in the little nook in the entrance of this bedroom, I decided to place kind of a dressing area with this mirror leaning on the wall that came with Jungle Adventure, and I placed some hanging clothes items on the walls, on the walls. So in this little nook here, so I like how this bedroom turned out afterwards, and also the little divider here was really nice, a really nice touch to separate and divide the entryway / dressing area and the rest of the room here. So yeah, also all the curtains that I use in this bedroom are from Island Living, and I think the ones also that I used in the baby's room are from Island Living, and I think they are my favorite curtains. Kind of, yeah, my favorite or second favorite curtains to use, the one that you will see me use in this baby's room here. So in this baby's room, I decided to place a crib, but also toddler's bed, because if you decide to actually grow your family, so you will have the crib and the little bed, but you will also be able to change. I really needed for you to have a space to make the changes of in the bedroom if your child grows. So the space where you have the toddler's bed and the little potty here is a space that is big enough for a child's bed, so you can actually remove the toddler's bed and replace it for a child's bed when the kid grows. So yeah, I think we are almost at the end of this video. Yeah, I didn't show you everything because I didn't want this video to be too long. So now you're seeing the ending of my decorating this office space and study space here downstairs, and the next room that you will see me furnish will be the guest room. So the guest room is just the third bedroom. If you want it to serve as really a guest room or a tenant room, or maybe another family member who lives in the household, feel free to do so and change anything you want. So yeah, I think we're almost at the end of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to give it a little thumbs up if you liked it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more in the future. In the meantime, take care. Bye.